Yesterday I randomly clicked on a YouTube video on my feed, and it was about a girl, I guess a woman now, named Josie Thompson, and she has bipolar. And the video was about bipolar, bravery, and joy. And she shared a story about when it first started. She was depressed with this darkness for 3 years and barely got out of bed. And for me, that's so sad to hear. I couldn't imagine not being able to get out of bed for years. It concerns me when I can't get out of bed, or I don't want to get out of bed, but I do. And that goes on for a few days. I wouldn't be able to stand not being able to get out of bed for a week. So sad that people suffer like that. And what was interesting is after the 3 years, she said she went to go live on a cattle ranch of a family member or something for 9 months. And for those 9 months, she said the darkness lifted. And that was an interesting clue for me, because I feel that being in nature is really important to me, and she was able to be in a more natural setting, and the darkness lifted. And I'm feeling like a lot of what I'm experiencing now is situational, and I'm learning about that situational aspect that I haven't had in a long time, because I've had my own space and things like that, and right now I don't. And seeing how that affects me And then she created something called the 444 Project or something, asking 444 people would bring some joy, and creating a documentary. And she's gone around the world doing that, and that's really cool. That is something that, not that I want to do that exact thing, but I've talked about altruism a lot, but haven't really moved into it. I've created a lot of words, and hopefully I can go beyond the word thing, because I kind of now see the limitation of that for sure. I've gone into my own monologue of words, and I think now I need to focus more on being present with people that are around. And for some reason I've found other things more important, and they aren't necessarily more important. So yeah, back to this whole amino acid thing. Another thing Peter Smith recommends, and these are all on his website, Balancing Brain, biochemistry.co.uk. He recommends darkness therapy, or sleeping in total darkness. So I bought these darkness blind things that are made out of paper from Amazon, and it's a 6-pack of them. So I'm going to see what I can do about this darkness. It's going to be a little challenging because I don't have my own space. So yeah, I could turn the lights out in the other room, but they don't get turned off. So it might be hard to shade the darkness from the door. And then what if I have to get up to pee? It won't be completely dark. Yeah, so we'll see. And then the other thing is that to get the effect of darkness therapy, one needs to wear blue blocker glasses for a couple hours before bed. So I ordered some of those. They were about $17, and the darkness things were about $35. And there's a 6-pack. Oh, I think I said that. And I already have these color therapy glasses, and I think they kind of do the same, but I got the other ones because they block here better, and they weren't super expensive, so I figured why not. And then once I get the list of supplements, I will buy those, and I'm excited to try the taurine, and I think the tyrosine is for later. Once I know what can calm me down, then I can boost myself up, because tyrosine and phenylalanine create dopamine. And then the other thing to buy for this program is a blue light, a bright blue light, and the one that he recommends is $150 plus tax. So I didn't buy that yet, but I am thinking of buying it soon because it's supposed to be uplifting, and this blue light is one of the things that starts to create and turn on some of these pathways of neurotransmitters, and I could use a boost, especially if at first I'm not supposed to be playing with tyrosine, and I'm not supposed to utilize the blue light until I have this darkness of a room set up, because being in darkness for 14 hours or 12 to 14 hours has been found to reduce mania. And I don't feel like I get super hyper manic, though I probably do biochemically. I don't seem to channel it into harmful things or some of the so-called hedonistic things. I might be hedonistic in terms of looking into more health or creating more ideas. I think I've been very hedonistic with the ideas I've created around mental health not being a thing or blah blah blah, and now I feel like, okay, I have to accept that there's something going on with my brain, and it does feel like that now for sure, especially since it really slowed down recently. It feels like molasses, and then taking a few amino acids, it makes it slightly better. Yeah, so the whole time I've been creating these ideas around that, which is hedonistic for sure, I would say. But anyway, this darkness therapy is supposed to help calm that down, so if I have that set up, then it's safer to experiment with some of the other amino acids. So again, from Peter's website, one of the neurotransmitters that's excitatory is glutamate, and some of the things that sort of bring it down are zinc, NAC, glycine, and taurine. And right now I'm taking 3 of those. I'm not taking taurine. And taurine helps to make GABA, which is an agonist of glutamate. And I do think that my serotonin is low, but I'm not sure if he will recommend that I boost it with tryptophan and other things because of being on the antidepressant trazodone for sleep. But I read that there's aggression if serotonin is low, and lately I've been feeling a lot of anger and some aggression, which I don't generally experience, but it's there for sure. Like I feel like I could throw a box, or I felt like I wanted to throw my phone. I wouldn't do it, but I had the feeling like I kind of want to just smash something, which I don't generally get. So probably my serotonin is low, so I might get some tryptophan and hopefully try to not take this trazodone. And I'm wondering if he'll switch me to lithium orotate. So if I'm able to come off the Seroquel, switch to lithium orotate, then really what's left is the trazodone, which I have for sleep. So maybe I'll be able to taper off these meds pretty quickly. I don't know. And the things to increase GABA are ashwagandha, which I think I had a bag of, but I mixed it all together with other stuff, which maybe I could still use. L-theanine, which I took a bit of, don't have taurine, passion flower, lithium orotate, magnesium, and P5P. So I'm taking lithium. I don't have the taurine, ashwagandha, or passion flower. And acetylcysteine reduces glutamate. Yeah, so I wrote it on this sheet just to summarize some of the things that I learned, and I learned better by writing things down, and I'm trying to learn this as opposed to having to keep looking at a sheet or something. That way it makes sense, because to me it feels like this is a way to step on the gas pedal and then step on the brakes when necessary. And I'm wondering how it'll affect me, because usually my cycle of this goes like up for 8.5 months and then starting again. So it's not like I'm going this and need to try to figure out how to put on the brakes and step on the gas and put on the brakes, but maybe just a daily of something will help me be at a certain level, and then taking ones that sort of put on the brakes anyway to remain calm. Yeah, I'm not sure how it'll work, but I have to remember to do that daily brain training, and I'm not that great at remembering and planning to do things every day, but I think it's important. I wish I had a space that I could set up properly, and hopefully I will in a couple of months, and then I can really do this better if need be. So I think that's all for today, and yeah. If you want to learn about this stuff, make an appointment with Peter Smith of balancingbrainchemistry.co.uk.